I saw my love. That is love.
So Eddie Muentes, one of the stars, you can't keep your eyes off this guy in this film. His name is Reb. But I call him Reb the Renaissance Man because this man is more than an actor, more than a biker, more than a leader, more than a father. He is an incredible graffiti artist, and I hope you talk to him about his different skills.
Well, here it is.
Reb.
Rebby's in the house. Hit video film Eddie Muentes in the house with the Rebel. Welcome to the show, Rebel.
How you doing? Thank you, man.
From the new movie Vamp Bikers. All right, so how did you get casted for this film?
I already knew Eric. We worked on Lost in Coney Island. It was funny how I found out about it because I met Eric at my boy's baby shower a couple of years before that. So when Mark was talking to my press, said Nuts from TFC, aka Hellboy, he was like, yo, you know, Skulls wants to do a new movie about the Warriors and shit, and they need guys. I was like, the Warriors? I said, give me his number. I'm doing this shit, bro.
It was like candy.
I was like, I never did it before, but I wanted to do that shit. And then when I walked in to meet the director, it was Eric. I'm like, get the fuck out of here, yo.
I know him. I know him, man.
I'm in.
I said, oh shit, and you know, we had a pretty good time. Eric was telling me he liked the way I performed. I got a lot of good feedback. I met Apache online on Facebook, and he was telling me he liked my performance, and I was like, oh shit, like this is cool, man. This guy to me was like a god, you know what I'm saying? And it turned out that he knew a friend of mine from my neighborhood. They went to college together. Her name is Francis.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
France. He played my mother in one of my films.
Yep.
Right.
And it was wild, and we just hit it off, man. Everybody loves Apache. He's cool, man.
One of the stories that I read on Facebook was that 2 police officers came over to where Apache worked, and
True story. Where's the camera? Let me tell you the story.
all right, he's here in the house. Let him tell you.
Okay, so I'm sitting at my desk. I work for social services. I work for my city. I love my city, New York, and I love my community, South Bronx, where I work, where I come from. And I'm sitting at my desk in the office. I'm a supervisor, and 2 police officers come to my desk and say, are you Apache Ramos? So right away I get shook up, you know. I wasn't always a good guy. So I go, yeah, that's me. He goes, can we have your autograph? Because we love the Warriors.
Wait,
cool.
wasn't that a subpoena you were signing?
That's what I thought. I got busted. But no, they wanted my autograph, and I took a picture of it and placed it on Facebook. Yeah, that was a funny story. I got shook up.
No, that's a cool story. So let's take this back to the Rebel. All right, so Rebel. Now,
I want to know how he started to be a biker.
Oh yeah, that would be a good story. So after the tricycle, when did the
You know, the big wheel. Yeah, because after the big wheel, because most of the time you think of bikers, you think of white guys, Hells Angels, that kind of shit. And the fact that Lost in Coney Island and Vampire Bikers have Latino and black bikers really fascinated me. Tell me about that.
There's been a lot of Latinos and blacks in biker world for many, many years. You know, the Angels were fortunate to get most of the attention because the things they did in California and stuff, which is all cool. You know, a lot of people say they started it. I really don't know who really started it. You know, I can't speak on that. You know, me, I was just I used to be a DJ, graffiti writer back in the days. Yeah, I tried to do that for a while.
He wasn't in my record pool. I don't understand this.
And you know, the gang thing was big in my life. You know, we was always doing something wrong. I don't want to get into that, but let's just say it wasn't pretty.
Don't incriminate yourself, Papa.
The biker thing came about when I clicked up with the FMDs, the Filthy Mad Dogs. They used to be a street gang many, many years ago. Back when the Warriors was pumping and all that shit, you know. They turned MC, which was cool. So I got down with them, and you know, I just didn't feel, you know, certain people at the time that are not in FMD no more. FMD's taken over by Willie Will and bass, so they're doing great now. And Hellboy was the treasurer at FMD, and he decided to come out with TFC, which used to be a graffiti gang back in the day called Time for Crime. And he said, yo, we gotta come out with They're Fucking Crazy, let's do our own shit. And I was like, let's make the patches. So he started showing me drawings and shit like that, and we got this nigga with the straight jacket with the spit coming out his mouth. I was like, yo, ain't nobody got that, bro. This is, yo, we doing this, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I just love riding, man. You know, the brotherhood is really cool. Like, you got two sets of people that are involved. Like, you got the brothers that are there for brotherhood, and then you got the brothers there that are there for self-glorification, and that becomes a conflict of interest when that brother is a top officer in the club, you know, and that was one of my main issues with the Filthy Mad Dogs, you know what I'm saying? It was like I just wasn't feeling one particular person at the time, and he was in charge, so I said, look, if it ain't gonna work for me, I'm gone, that's it. And but the FMDs, I love them dearly. Those are my brothers, you know what I'm saying? And I'm TFC now, man, you know, and we're still together as one. We just wear different patches, that's all.
Yeah, it's just another brotherhood. I mean, you know, we all have family, right?
Yeah.
In our lives. And that you're not close to every family, right? But well, they're your family,
actually,
right?
My bloodline family is all fucked up, man.
In some cases.
No, but I'm fortunate. I got good kids, you know, Michael and Belinda, they're very good. My mom.
Belinda, I met Belinda, what an artist, what a sweet person. Can't believe it. He did a good job as a dad.
I was blessed, because my son didn't go the route I went, which is good.
He's in the mood, for Christ's sakes.
Let me tell you, he's a serious actor. I mean, one of the he's basically elite. You know, like
he absorbs the screen. You can't take his eyes off him, man. You know, and that's what attracted me to this
every
group.
Question possible. I mean, over and over, and we go over everything. And he really he don't like to go in unprepared at all. He likes to prepare. He really goes into it. I give him the credit for that. There's not many people that do that in the film.
Yo, when he told me I had to shoot with Dorsey, I was like, yo, give me the script, man. I was like, and he was like, what are you worried about?
It's not next week, relax.
He's like, what are you worried about? I say, he's a fucking professional actor. What are you fucking nuts?
No, but that's good. It brings you up too.
Yeah,
there you go, man.
I never met Dorsey yet. I missed the meeting you guys had over there when he was around. I think all of them was there, right? Vermin showed up.
No, Vermin didn't show up.
Somebody.
What's his name? Waits.
Thomas Waits came.
Yeah, I was there for one meeting that he came.
David Harris.
I missed all the other guys. Like I was busy,
we
man.
got like
I couldn't make
five
it.
of the original Warriors. I mean, you know, one passed away since 9, so we got actually more than half the crew. I mean, we wait for Ajax and Swan.
Yeah.
So how does it feel not to be amongst the rest of the Warriors?
Yo, man, I'm like, yo, these are the guys. I was like, yo, that's my man right there, yo. Yo, that movie, you don't know what y'all did, man. I'm telling you, man.
Tell me what we did. Tell me.
Yo, guys,
tell our viewers what they did.
Yo, when
you guys know more about the movie than I do.
Yo, when I went to LA, man, everybody was telling me, yo, they really run around like the baseball Furies. I said, nah, man, they don't do that shit.
You should have told them yes. Come on, give us a shot.
Furies were my favorite too.
Yo, but everybody was feeling it hard, man. And Apache's role really showed a Puerto Rican the way they looked in the 70s with the afro. He had the Boricua flag on his arm.
In fact, there's a trivia question in the Warriors is, does the Puerto Rican flag appear anywhere in the Warriors? And the answer is yes, by arm.
Yep.
There you go, your next Jeopardy question.
You better believe it.
All right, so Rebel, now let's go to the videotape, man. I've heard so much about everybody commenting how your role came and took over the screen. Here it is.
Because if he ain't like me, I'm hanging his punk ass on the lamppost with his fucking sneakers. I'm being told that, you know, I kind of like make a presence, and that kind of makes me feel good, you know, makes me feel like I'm not wasting my time. When Eric came to me, he said, Reb, you're gonna play a big part. And I said, well, what do you want me to do? And he was like, yo, you're gonna get beat up. this. I'm like, get beat up. Oh, wait a minute, man. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? But
Skull. Skull.
But it's a vampire that's doing it, so it ain't like somebody kicked my ass, you know what I'm saying? So
They get a free pass, right? Vampires and
when I read the script, I was like, oh shit, this is kind of wild, you know? Like, I'm playing like a carefree guy who's there, but whenever you're saying something, I'm just like, shut the fuck up, it don't mean nothing to me until I experience a vampire, and that shit wakes me up. And now I turn into this paranoid guy because I have a daughter in the film who likes one of my brothers, and I'm trying to keep her away from making it with this guy, and then I gotta fight these guys, and then the cops are looking for me, and the vampires is looking for me, and it gets crazy, man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm telling Eric, I don't know if I could do what you're asking, you know? It's like, this is kind of hard, can I change the words around? And he's like, just try to say it the way I wrote it, you know? And I'm reading this shit like 1,000 times, and I'm like, and all of a sudden they were like, that's it, you got it. And I was like, oh, really? And then when I looked at the film,
It's like perfect.
I was like, yo, that shit really does look kind of cool, you know?
that's the signs of a good director. When he knows what he wants and he gets it from you, that's the sign right there.
Yeah, well, he got it. He got it.
All right, now, Rebel, this other world, your artistic world, pen was like in your life early on?
Well, my uncle Lefty, I remember when I was a little kid, I think I was about 7 or 8, I don't know, and he used to sketch a lot of pictures. He was crippled at the time, he had got shot. And he just asked me, he said, let me see you draw. I used to hang out with him every day in the room because, you know, nobody wanted to hang out with a crippled guy, you know what I'm saying? I was a little kid. So I just started drawing Mickey Mouse and shit, and I was doing it exactly the way the picture looked. And he was like, you never draw before? I said, no. I said, this is kind of easy. And he was like, he kept giving me shit to do. Boom, boom, boom. So later on, about when I was around 12, I met this guy, Deal, NSA. He's the original prez of Nonstop Action, my graffiti crew. He was big time on the subways, man. He was in the movie Wild Style. He was all over town, man. And I knew his brother. He used to be in my class. So he was like, yo, why you writing Little Rebel on your book? I said, because the teachers, I'm always fighting with kids in the class, so they said I'm a little rebel and shit. And he said, yo, you should write Rebel, write graffiti. I said, write graffiti? I can't do that. And he gave me a blockbuster style. He wrote it out for me. And he taught me how to draw cracks. And I was like, yo, I'm feeling this, you know what I'm saying? By the time I was 13, he took me to a layup, and it was a wrap. Once I got a taste of those train tracks, it was on, son. I wasn't playing. I was going to the stores, racking up paint, stealing everything. My mother was like, where the hell you got the money for all this paint? I said, what money? She said, oh my God! Yo, graffiti changed my life, man. I met so many cool motherfuckers in graffiti, man. I've been bombing trains since 1978, 1980. I stopped in 85 because I kind of got into other things, which I really don't want to talk about. It wasn't a good time.
Who are some of the great urban graffiti artists who you consider some of the great graffiti artists that came up when you came up?
Sonic from Bad, Joe 61. We got Lee from Fabulous 5, Slave from the Fabulous 5. We got my boy Rec from Red Hook. I don't know if you met him yet. He's nice, man.
Was it basically like a group that would get together and
no, well, what it was
about the 149th Street, the
bench. That was a place to go have a fight, man. Really, I mean, you used to go over there and see guys sitting down with paint on their pen. Yo, what you write? Yo, I write whatever they wrote, and you're like, oh, you crossed me out. Boom, 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 boom. You know, and like they used to fight. They filmed a scene from Star Wars over there with Henry Chalfant. I wasn't there at the time, but I have friends that was there. KC from TBC was there. A few other heads, I can't remember exactly which ones. That they concentrated mostly on the number lines, and for that documentary. And I felt that was wrong because most of us were bombing the letters, and we were tearing shit up, man. Now, the IRT trains, you know, the number trains, they were smaller than the letter trains. So they were doing whole cars like in 2 hours. Meanwhile, it took 4 hours to do a whole car on the letters. And the guys on the numbers were getting more fame for us because they had the one train in Manhattan all the time. And that just seemed like where everything was being seen mostly by the outsiders. They never went to Red Hook. They never went to Park Slope. They never went to Coney Island. They didn't even know that one of the biggest yards was the Dewey Yard in Coney Island. You went in there one night, you were king of the F trains, man. You know what I'm saying? If you had enough paint to hit it, you know, the shit was big.
That's true marketing. That's marketing 101. Graffiti up a train. Hey, let's go to this clip from Welcome Back, Cod. Is that your train that you marked up right there?
Nah, that was a little bit before me. That was like 1976.
That's me in the passage time.
Welcome back.
I wish I had a tag on that train.
Imagine seeing all over the world.
And speaking of graffiti and the Warriors,
here we go.
Is the Wiz, rest in peace, had the only tags on the inside. I remember in the Warriors, man, Is the Wiz came out. Rest in peace. He died a couple of years ago. To me, he was the all-time leading bomber of all time. The guy was like 50-something years old, still smashing shit out. He didn't give a fuck. And he came out in your movie, Apache. You got a tag on your train, man.
When we had the Lost in Coney Island, the Coney Island Film Festival, that night at midnight they played the Warriors, and I was a little upset because they cut kind of my part. But what I was fascinated with is the Warriors was like the Rocky Horror Show, but gang-wise, because everybody knew every single nuance, every beat of the come out to play thing, and it was really fascinating for me to sit there with Cochise and watch that. So actually, I never seen the crowd, but it was a Coney Island crowd. It was a Warriors crowd for real.
Out, they were clapping. Oh.
Yeah, so that was a real good experience.
That's so cool. So now, Rev, all right, now marking up trains seems to be your pastime, your passion. It's basically like an addiction, right? Because it's basically it's basically one-upmanship on everybody else. I mean, I can understand that.
If I'm on the subway and I pass by spots that were layups, I have heart attacks. I'm like, but we can't do it no more. It's fucked up now.
Wow.
You know? I mean, I'll tell you this much. I learned how to do a lot of color blends with spray paint in the dark, in the tunnels. Like, I never went to art school. And when I was going to go to high school, I went to art and design thinking, you know, I'm nice, I'm going to get in. And when they wanted to see a portfolio, I threw a black book on the table. And the guy was like, what the hell is this? And I said, that's my portfolio. And all it was graffiti drawings with alcohol markers and stuff. The guy tells me, this ain't a portfolio, this is graffiti, we don't want you.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, this ain't cool. And then when I walk in the hallway, all the hallways were smashed out by graffiti writers, and I'm like, yo, you don't want me? What the hell is this? But I wound up going to aviation and shit, and
I went to Smith.
You know, I didn't really, to me, I don't need art school, you know. It's like, I self-teach myself everything.
And you can teach people now,
like, you know, some of the guys that were, like, better than me, they would give me a tip every now and then. They'll be like, yo, Rev, try this, boom. And then I would tell other guys, oh, you know, with that can, it's low pressure. You can't press it all the way down. You got to hold it a little bit sometimes, and then it comes out. If it clogs up and starts spitting, change the cap. You know, I showed them how the nozzles on the inside to get the thinnest line, the fattest line, or whatever. It's not as easy as people think it is. Like, you can't
you were doing them in the dark. That kills me.
That's amazing.
Oh,
yeah, I'm thinking of that.
I had to put my face on the side of the train like this, and then when I saw the shine, that's where I started. Boom, and then I was basically like drawing with my eyes closed, man. But whenever we went, I used to look for the spot with a light, cause I just couldn't take it no more. And then with the paint back then, oh man, they had lead in the paint. That shit used to get me so high, man. Yo, I used to blow my nose and all you saw was dust with all different kinds of colors in the boogers. It was crazy. And one cap used to last me a year. Now I gotta buy 5,000 caps because they clog up every 5 minutes. But you know, the evolution changed. Our paint of choice was Rust Stowe, Krylons, and Red Devils. Now they're going with the Montanas, Beltons, and Iron Lacs.
It's a whole separate show you got here.
Yeah, it's
this is a whole graffiti.
Yeah, this is Graffiti 101.
You remember Taki? What was it? Taki?
Taki 183.
Yeah, 183.
You know, they made a big deal out of him, which I feel that he wasn't the first graffiti writer. I remember a guy named Kilroy in World War II that was getting busy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, to me, the original school of guys like Lava 1 and 2 from the ex-Vandals. You got guys like Miko. He was from Brooklyn. And most of the guys that really got the most fame were from the Bronx and Uptown, you know. But they didn't understand that Brooklyn we was getting busy, man. And guys older than me tell me they're feeling me because I kept the torch going, like my school kept the torch going. So right now I'm considered old school because of the time difference, and plus my style of writing is not as complex as the new guys today. New guys today, these people are going in, and then I find out they going to art school, they going to this, they going to that, and I'm like, man, I learned how to paint in a friggin' train tunnel, you know what I'm saying?
The same teacher that told you no would be kissing your ass right now.
Yeah, I wish I was seeing I'd smack him in the mouth, man.
now people come out of college with a PhD in graffiti. I mean, things have changed.
Wait till they see him act.
Yo, it was a cool world, man, you know, but there was a lot of violence too. You know, there was nothing legal about it. You know, it was a crime, you know what I'm saying?
That's what made it.
I mean, the rush was unbelievable, man. I was like...
Getting chased?
I wish we had paint right now.
I got chased once, but I never got caught. You know, I never got caught, you know. One time we had robbed a freaking work bum in the tunnel, man. Yo, that shit was crazy, man.
Work bum?
Yeah, you know, the train workers.
Yeah.
He was walking with the light. I'm like, yo, B, yo, we gotta get him, man. And we surrounded him, and I told him, he backed up against the train. He said, don't touch me. Don't touch me. I said, yo, just give me all the keys, and I'll let you walk away. And he threw the keys at me, and I said, go ahead, now you could go. So he cut out, and I'm like, yo, bro, we got the keys for every fucking train. I was like, yo, it was the best. And then we hear, ding, ding, ding. The work bus train was coming in, and they were like, they're still here. I can smell the paint. I said, gotta go. And we were gone. That was like one story, but there was a lot of fights down in the tunnels that people don't know about. People had got beat up real bad by other graffiti writers, man.
I hear your brain. I hear your brain going.
It was wild, man. You know, one time I remember doing a piece, and I turn around and I see about 30 guys watching me in the tunnel, and I was like, oh shit, like I didn't even know they were there. And they were like, nah, Rebel Gad, man, that shit looks pretty good. And I'm looking at all these dudes, and they got masks on, hankies like this, hoodies, and I'm saying to myself, I'm gonna get killed, man. And they were just cool about it. And I was like, oh, I got lucky today, you know what I'm saying? Because I was by myself. I was just into what I was doing and shit. And, you know, when you're in a tunnel, you turn around and there's nobody there. And then when you look, there's like 30 guys. You're like, what the hell is this? I thought I was going to get murdered that day, but it turned out to be a good day.
Wow. But, you know, Rebel, I want you to come back because it sounds like we have a lot of things that we could talk about here. Especially those people out there who, like, grew up in this kind of environment or seen it or anywhere from around the world that they knew that graffiti was going on in New York and appreciated. And you know, I've been to London, Paris, and
it's
that's
more appreciated
over there too.
out there.
Yeah, but they do it out there too. Now Austria in the Channel,
Rebel be like a superstar out there.
Yes,
well,
definitely.
my boy Sonic had told me, he said, you got to go to Germany, man. And I was like, why? He goes, what are you kidding me? Your work, you're going to make mad money. And we met a couple of guys from France that were writers, and they actually had one of my trains in a French magazine. I couldn't read none of it. I didn't understand none of the words. And the guy was, this you? And I was like, oh shit, I don't even got a picture of that shit, man. And they're selling our stuff from the 70s and the 80s in freaking France. in magazines, and I'm just like, this sucks.
Well, it's time to get paid, man.
I'm a starving artist. Help a nigga.
Time to get paid. Well, listen, Rebel, we're going to the clip right now. Here's Vamp Bikers right here on Hit Video and Film.
Before I go, I gotta shout out my lady, Angel Boogie. What's up, mama? That's my girl.
That's your girl. All right, Angel Boogie. A lot of love coming from Hit Video and Film as well. Wait, once again, thanks, man. And next time we're ready to do something new. We want to know about it here. And don't forget, you got to do the follow-up.
5150 certified, boy. Park Slope, Brooklyn, represent.
Yeah.
All right, so Apache, getting back into the film thing, I mean, after so many years, how did it feel to you, man?
Well, it felt really good. I mean, I left the record business when I got tired of it because I was my last gig was I was road managing the Fat Boys. I took them 50 cities in 21 days, but I had a little girl named Jazz Ray, and I had to, man up and be a father. So I left the business, and I had enough money off the tour to live for a while. I played Mr. Moms for a while, and then I had to get a job. So I said, oh shit, I have a degree. I forgot about my degree. So for the last 23 years, I've been working for my city, New York City, in social services. I spent 9 years on the front line of the AIDS virus, and unfortunately I lost like 300 clients at the time, but I had to pay my dues. I didn't find no more fulfillment in the record business. I had gold records, I had platinum records, but I wasn't fulfilled. Being a social worker has really fulfilled that, and now my daughter's all grown, and I had to do something else, and I said, let me start acting again.
So does it mean you're going to get tired of working for the social services department?
Well, I'm going to be able to retire in 2 years. I'll have my 25 years, and I'll be 62.
Oh!
Right. And so this is something to do, and I was fortunate enough to find a really hip, young director who has great ideas and is fresh. I like to work with new people, just like when I did with New Edition. Nobody ever heard of New Edition. Nobody heard of Colonel Abrams, which was like a PR nightmare when I first got him. And I'm helping these part of this crew, and I'm part of this ensemble. And that's who I really want to talk about is them. Director, one rebel, one orphan equals Vamp Bikers, baby.
Vamp Bikers coming too.
We got since this morning at 7 o'clock we had 9,000. How many hits?
We got 10,000 now.
And we got 10,000 hits.
10,000
And with
hits.
Eddie Muentes and Hit Records, we're gonna have 10,000 more. And in fact, we're talking about putting Eddie in the film.
Eddie's
you guys want to see Eddie Muentes
you
in this
remember
film?
Eddie Muentes?
You guys want to see him?
He's the man. He's the man that got all the recognition for us. He's a humble guy, but trust me, he's the one, bro.
We're gonna rain on you people.
Rain on you vampires.
How do you like this wall, Reb? What would you do with this?
Yo, Eddie, you gotta let me hit this wall, man. Yo, this is like the white elephants when they came out on the lines. I feel like Rainbow and Beach Street. Oh, the white one.
I cast Andy B. Bad in Beat Street.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was done by Arthur Baker, who was my
the
roommate
singer,
in college.
the singer, right?
Yeah, Andy B. Bad.
Lock your windows, close the doors.